What's going on everyone, Anthony here with HG Toys and welcome back to another video. And in today's video we are going to be reviewing figure number 2 of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 9. This figure is obviously of the Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger Kai. If you saw my last video review, it was of the SPD Green Ranger Bridge. I found all these at my local Target way ahead of street date. There is no street date lock on them if you go to Target because all of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection action figures in stores share the same DPCI numbers across all the waves except for the 2-packs and the store exclusive. So ever since Wave 1 released 2 or 3 years ago, they've shared the same DPCI in store, so there is no street date lock on the Power Ranger figures themselves. So enough of that. What do you say we go ahead and take a look at this figure packaging? So obviously here you have the standard Power Rangers Lightning Collection packaging with the artwork going down the side right here. Window packaging of the figure itself. Power Rangers Lightning Collection Lost Galaxy Blue. You have some more of that artwork that wraps around the side with the Lost Galaxy logo at the top. Some 3D rendering promotional shot of the Blue Ranger on the back. You have more of the box art right here that wraps around the side. I noticed somebody had mentioned in my last video that the box art is smaller. Along with that, there's this weird blue stripe that goes across. It doesn't really finish the box art itself. Same thing with the SPD Green Ranger. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but as you can see, it does kind of look like it cuts off a little bit, but that is nonetheless. So your standard packaging, blue to match the figure at the top, all your legalese here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and crack this guy open and see how cool he actually is. Alright, and here we have Kai Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger out of packaging, and he looks phenomenal. I know there was a lot of worries or concerns or complaints rather about his helmet sculpt being the wrong color, but it looks like they did correct that before they released the figures. But before we get into the details of this figure, what do you say we take a quick look at all his accessories, because he does come with quite a few. So first off, he does come with his Quasar Saber right here. Out here in the open. Let me just try to zoom in. There we go. So this is the fully extended version of the Quasar Saber. He also comes with his sheath version right here. So it's nice that it comes with both. So if you want to, you could just go ahead and slide this in like so. And there it is. Nice and slotted. He also comes with his two, I guess, kind of a weird option to give him like these kind of like posing hands. I don't know if this is how he poses. Lost Galaxy is one of those seasons that I just kind of stopped watching. It started to air right around the time I was starting middle school, so I was losing interest in Power Rangers for a little bit. It didn't help that like the first episode was showing like recycled uniforms of Starship Troopers. I remember watching the episode. I was like, wait, those look like Starship Trooper uniforms. But anyways, so he comes with these opposing hands out of the box. Then he comes with a close-fisted hand, just one right here, and then one karate chopping hand. So those are it as far as his hands go. He also comes with this lightning effect that I really don't like. We've seen this multiple times in different colors. It just kind of like weaves in and out of the sword to kind of give it that effect. Yeah. And then he comes with his trans dagger, which I love the fact that it came with this weapon, but it is kind of weird that they decided not to give him his bazooka like they did for the Lost Galaxy Red, and they didn't give Lost Galaxy Red his trans dagger. I don't know what their logic is for like deciding which figures get which weapons. I don't know, but he does kind of hold it in his hand like so. So you have that right there. So, and then the last accessory that he comes with is the head sculpt. And yes, just by this one alone, I haven't really taken an in-depth look at Carlos's head sculpt yet, but honestly, I'm thinking this is probably the best head sculpt out of this batch. Honestly, if not, it is probably the most lifelike head sculpt of an actor that they've done to date. I know they're implementing this brand new photorealistic scanning technology starting with this wave moving forward. I'm not sure what they were using before. There was something similar to it, but the way during that Fan First Friday interview they were talking about is like this is a new scanning technology that they're implementing. and it definitely shows. I mean, Bridge looked like his head, the actor's head sculpt, but this one really nails Kai Chen in my opinion, and it definitely couldn't look any more like him. Probably the best head sculpt to date for sure. So if you want to see what it looked like on the figure, because I know people tend to complain when I don't put it on, there you go. Go ahead and resume, focus in. So yeah, this is what he looks like on the figure. Great head sculpt. Definitely a thumbs up. Honestly, this wave thus far, Hasbro, you're killing it. Keep up the good work. This is what I'm expecting out of this line, especially for a $20 price point. I know Hasbro is starting to raise their prices on their figures. The Marvel Legends have already gone up to $22.99. I believe the Red Sentry at Target is going to be the first Ranger that's going to be $22.99. I know the metallic Rangers are a little bit higher, but I'm pretty sure that's due to the translucent plastic that they have to use. So they're technically not any more than what the Pink Ranger was. But as far as Standard Ranger goes, I believe the Red Sentry Target is going to be the first of the Power Rangers that's upping the price point. But yeah, that is it for his accessories. So what do you say we go ahead and take a closer look at all the details on this figure? Alright, so taking a closer look at the details on this figure, the paint apps are very nicely painted on. There's no mispaints going on right here. The blue is a very nice dark blue. The whites are the whites. The black lines on the gloves, the chest, and the boots are painted on very nicely. And as I was talking about earlier, about this helmet sculpt, I know a lot of the promotional shots that they were showing for this figure in like press photos that they would release to like the retailers and whatnot, they showed that this right here, the Beast portion of the helmet, was painted white. I'm not sure what color it is supposed to be exactly, but a lot of people were saying it was supposed to be silver, and a lot of the photos were showing it as white. I don't know if it was the glare or the reflection or the angle that the pictures they were taking were showing that it was white, but either way, in person it is silver. So there you guys go. They either fixed that or it just wasn't showing the correct color in the press photos. So it just goes to show you Hasbro is listening. You just got to give them time to actually react to it or whatever. But yeah, it is a good looking head sculpt. Everything on mine is painted very nicely. There is some kind of weird paint splotch going on right here at the top of the helmet. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it's like a weird, almost like a touch-up paint. Like they just kind of scratched it and then like just put some more blue there. But other than that, there is no paint mishaps going on mine. They did paint the blacks all the way through up to the top. Yes, the V on the belt is painted in very nicely. The gloves seem to be painted on very nicely. Yeah, overall, I got a good figure. Luckily, I was able to, there was only one of these guys on the shelf, so I was able to pick through it, or not pick through it. I was able to get one that was fairly decent. Okay, as far as articulation go, it is your standard Power Rangers articulation. Head will do a full 360. We'll look up very far, look down a good amount. Well, this one actually has some side to side. I'm not sure what's going on with these Ranger helmets. Some of them get side to side, very few get side to side, and then some of them are just very static where like you only are able to move it about that much. So it's a very nice change when they get to move their head side to side. It's able to let you pose it in more dynamic posing. Ball jointed shoulders, that'll go up about that high. They will go, butterfly shoulders will go back about that far, forward about that far. We'll do full 360, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist articulation will rotate like so, go out about that far, go in about that far. You have your upper diaphragm joint, so we'll rock around, lean side to side, full 360, go forward about that, go forward about that far without the ab crunch, back about that far. Then you have the lower ab crunch, which will bring him down about that far, go back a very good amount, unnatural almost, ball jointed hips, so only do the splits about that much. Kick forward about that far, not all the way forward, maybe, yeah, not quite all the way forward. Back just a tiny bit, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, boot cuff rotation, and Hasbro ankle rockers. We'll go down about that far, up about that far, and rock side to side with the peg holes at the bottom. So yeah, standard typical Power Rangers Lightning articulation. So let's go ahead and jump into size comparisons. So as far as size comparison goes, it is obviously the exact same mold as the Lost Galaxy Red, just with a different head sculpt and obviously different primary colors. Here he is also next to Magna Defender, the only Lost Galaxy figures that have been released thus far, short of an extra Lost Galaxy Red. And then, so if you guys are wondering, here he is compared to the In Space crossover episode with the In Space Red Ranger and the Psycho Blue Ranger. It is not the angle I am shooting this at. Psycho Blue is a good amount shorter than the Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger for whatever reason. I've never really noticed that before. But yes, this is the size comparison for that episode. And then just because I have them out, here he is next to some standard villain size, not deluxe size, Lord Zed and the GameStop release Goldar. So he's sized up pretty well next to these figures. And then just because, in case you're wondering, here he is next to a Dragon Stars Broly and then a Black Series Sabine. So overall final impressions of this figure, it is a good figure, not great, but then again I have no real emotional attachments to Lost Galaxy itself, short of the head sculpt being an amazing looking head sculpt, honestly probably the best head sculpt to date, and the fact that he comes with his trans daggers does make this a great figure. But we still have 2 more figures in this line, or in this wave, to review, so stay tuned for those reviews coming up in the coming days, and until next time guys, later.